Mitch Vaughan. I work for Arista, putting this wonderful demo together with Nokia H3C. And as the slide says, we'll be going through EVPN VXLAN to EVPN MPLS Layer 3 gateway with DPath. All right. So jumping in, it's exactly what we tested here. Idea is that we have a consistent control plane across multiple transport domains. So namely MPLS and VXLAN. So using DPath, we'll see in a second, is going to help us identify control plane loops, influence best path selection if a route has passed through multiple domains. And we've listed the draft here that DPath is a part of, so that IPVPN to EVPN interworking draft. But the question then becomes, well, why? It's fun to test these things, cool technology, get to the keyboard, make the stuff work, it's awesome. The question is, so why are we doing this? Right? As it should be. And typical use case here, actually an example use case, would be if we have a data center that's maybe running EVPN VXLAN, and perhaps we want to stitch that into a MPLS backbone where we have our L3 VPN services provision today. Right, which then, this demo is EVPN to EVPN, so type 5 all over the place, right, for the IP prefix routes. But the question then naturally becomes, okay, well, that's great, but what about IPVPN? Well, good news, we tested that as well. Results are in the report with and without DPath. And then the next question is typically, okay, well, what about L2? Right, EVPN MPLS to EVPN VXLAN L2 ELAN service. And we tested that as well. Again, all that's in the report. But for this particular demo, we're going to be focusing on the L3 gateway functionality with a good old DPath. Which, okay, well, what is this DPath thing we speak of? Alex Nickel from Arista was presenting yesterday for VXLAN to VXLAN stitching, L2 with a UMR, unknown MAC route, and then for in there was DPath as well. So we touched on it a little bit yesterday. We'll do a quick refresher here. It identifies, as the slide says, which domains a route has been sent through. It has traversed in this journey. It's like a little passport, just going around all the domains it's been in. And the gateway nodes that we're going to see in a second, they can use DPath to quickly identify, wait a minute, ruh-roh, this route actually originated from a gateway that it came from a domain MPLS. It's coming back around from VXLAN. I get it. I see that domain. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Stop the route, right? Prevent that control plane loop. So let's actually look at the topology. So we'll go to the CLI. We'll look at some PCAPs because PCAP didn't happen, right? And let's get a lay of the land here. We see we have our EVPN route reflector, right? So we have MPLS, VXLAN, and then for our MPLS domain, we have PE node 21 over here, hanging out. And then we have, on the right-hand side, PE node 97, and that's good old VXLAN. In the middle, we have the gateway nodes performing the L3 gateway functionality. And this is where DPath is going to come into play as well. And the question is then, how does this all come together? We'll kind of zoom in on these routes a little bit and take a look at, for PE21, it says, all right, cool. I'm going to advertise this prefix as a type 5. I've got the RT values. The tunnel end cap is unsurprisingly MPLS. There's a label in there next top, the usual suspects, the gang's all here, right? Then, after that, route reflector, of course, performs its reflection duties and says everyone gets a copy of this. The gateways, this is where it gets interesting and fun. So on the gateways, they re-originate their own copy of that type 5 IP prefix route. When they re-originate that, it's not just, copy, change next hop, send, go. What they're doing here is they're actually re-originating this with their own RD values and their own RT values. Notice the route target has changed. Right? So we went from over here in the in the MPLS world, where these are the RT values, over to the, from MPLS to VXLAN, where it's now 2,000. Got those mixed up. And so we see that changed. Over here it's 1,000, and now it's 2,000, 2,000. NCAP type is also changed to VXLAN. Next hop is, of course, updated. Now we're using a VNI instead of a label. And then, last but certainly not least, dpath. So that domain of 1:1 is added to the NLRI communities. So it says, all right, cool. Now, when that route eventually comes back around, after it's sent down over there, this happens. Comes right back around from node 22 to node 219 and vice versa. And then that little red X there is kind of like the bouncer, like, no, you're not getting into the club. That's it. Right? This is a loop. Do not pass go. And then the same thing happens in the opposite direction. Right? So we have from VXLAN to MPLS now. We'll go through this pretty quick. It's the same process. It's popped out in node 97, VNI, VXLAN, the RT and RT values. Reflector sends it along its way. The gateways take that. Zoom in a little bit again. And once again, we see dpath, which is over here, domain 2:2. That's where it's coming from. Like that passport stamp. And then over here, it's now a label instead of a VNI. Next hop's updated. All the different items, RT, RD, they're all updated. Still the same prefix. But ultimately, with dpath, again, stops it from coming back. And that's kind of like the full control plane walk of what's happening in the demo here. All right. Party time. Live demo. Let's take this off the slides. Let's take it over to the CLI. And of course, we'll show some packets on the wire because PCAP or it didn't happen. All right. Oh, no. Spoiler. Didn't want to show that yet. There we go. All right. So now we're sitting here on the EVPN route reflector. And the first thing we're going to take a look at is the IP prefix route for the /24 that exists in the MPLS domain. Over here, take a look. And sure enough, we see right here, this is the node that's originating. This is the PE node in the MPLS domain that's originating reachability to the prefix. Cool. Nothing too fancy here. It's okay. It's an IP prefix route. Then below that, we see the gateway takes that route and says, oh, all right, time to do my gateway thing. And take this, re-originate it. It's not MPLS anymore. It's VXLAN. We can see the tunnel end cap has changed. The RD and RT values are different. It's intentional. And we also see our good buddy dpath hanging out there in the contents of the route. All good. Clear the screen, and let's look at the opposite direction. Right now, so we have node 97, which is the VTEP in the VXLAN domain, saying, all right, here's the route. IP prefix, VNI, VXLAN, all the EVPN router MAC, all the things we'd expect. We go down a step, and we highlight this guy. Here's the gateway saying, all right, that's cool, VXLAN, but guess what? Ta-da, now it's MPLS. Tunnel end cap changed, RD, RT values are changed, and we see, of course, dpath is in there as well to prevent that control plane loop. All right, and if we go over to PE21, right here we can see that for PE21, if we take a quick refresher looking at our topology here, let's go back a few slides. All right, so now we're going to hang out on this node right here and take a look at, okay, well, how does it get over here to 97? And what we should see is that it can ECMP to either gateway on the way there, and 97 will be the same thing on the way back. And sure enough, that's exactly what we see. So node 22 and node 219, those are the gateways. Looks good. Rock and roll. All right, and then, of course, let's prove that this is actually happening by taking a look at what's going on the wire. So on the left-hand side, MPLS. So these are just the traffic flowing between the two endpoints in the environment. Let's grab MPLS. There we go. And sure enough, we can see the transport label, the VPN label, as expected on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, it looks a bit different, as it should, going through the VXLAN domain. And if I expand this out, if it lets me, there we go. We can see the VNI is in there of 10, 1010. It's got a mind of its own. It's just doing stuff now. We'll leave that thing be. But there we go. Those are the PCAPs. So the traffic is flowing on the wire. Quick overview of the L3 gateway functionality. If anyone has any questions, please come find me afterwards. Happy to dive into any of this fun stuff with you. But that's it. Cheers. Thanks, everyone.